It's Junior Varsity Brain Brawl, where high school students compete in academic competitions. Presented by the Duval County Public Schools, Dr. Larry L. Zinke, Superintendent. Now, here is your host, George Bennett.
Battling today's match are teams from Stanton College Preparatory School and Sandalwood High School. Let's meet the teams. From Stanton, we have Heather Harper, Angela Chang, Matthew Safer, the team captain, and Matthew Gray. And from Sandalwood, we have Avon Bungabun, we have Amber Craig, we have Justin Ward, the team captain, and we have Tarl Welch. Stanton is coached by Otto Fansteel and Diane Tall. And Sandalwood is coached by Judy Shearer and Barry Phelps. Our judges and officials today are from the Duval County school system. Teams, here are the rules. A toss-up is worth 4 points, a bonus is worth 10 points. A toss-up must be answered correctly in order to try for the bonus. If I'm interrupted by a member of either team during the reading of the toss-up, I will stop and ask for an answer. If the answer is incorrect, 2 points will be awarded to the opposing team, and that team will be allowed to answer the question when I repeat it. Bonus questions are answered by the team's captain, who speaks for the team after conference or discussion, and there can be no conference on a toss-up. I will call on the team member whose light is lit. You have 5 seconds for a toss-up, 20 seconds for a bonus. With the rules down, teams, let's begin round 1. Here's your first toss-up. What is the former name of Sri Lanka? Matthew.
Ceylon.
Yes, that is correct, and here is your bonus. 2 points each, 10 points for all 4. Name any 4 of the Great Lakes. 2 points each, 10 points for all 4. Name any 4 of the Great Lakes.
Michigan, Superior, Huron, and Erie.
That is correct. 10 points. Here's your next toss-up, teams. What is the common name for calcium oxide? Carol.
Gold.
No, that's incorrect. Heather.
Lime.
Lime is correct. And here's your bonus. 4 points each, 10 points for both. Name 2 of the 3 ways in which heat moves. 4 points each, 10 points for both. Name 2 of the 3 ways in which heat moves.
Conduction and convection.
That is correct. For 10 points. Here's your next toss-up, teams. Get your pencils ready. Which of the following fractions has the smallest value? 5/11, 6/19, 13/33, 9/28. Matt.
9/28.
No, that's incorrect. Do you have an answer, Sandalwood? Justin?
6/19.
6/19 is the correct answer, and here's your bonus. 4 points each, 10 points for both. The high temperatures for 5 days were 83, 86, 91, 79, and 91 degrees. 1, what is the mode of these temperatures? And 2, what is the median of these temperatures? 4 points each, 10 points for both. The high temperatures for 5 days were 83, 86, 91, 79, and 91. 1, what is the mode of these temperatures? And 2, what is the median of these temperatures?
Number 226.
The mode is 91, and the median is 86, not 26. Here is your next toss-up, teams. What literary device is used in the following lines? I honor the ocean as my father, for he gives me food and the means to travel. Matt.
Personification.
It is personification, and here is your bonus. 2 points each, 10 points for all 4. Identify the following words that begin with the letter Z. 1 is the study of animal law. 2, in Buddhism, it is a Mahayana movement in which the emphasis is on direct enlightenment. 3, it is element number 40. 4, it is a black Zinifera grape grown in California. 2 points each, 10 points for all 4. Identify the following words that begin with the letter Z. 1, it is the study of animal life. 2, in Buddhism, it is a Mahayana movement in which emphasis is on direct enlightenment. 3, it is the element number 40. And 4, it is a black vinifera grape grown in California.
Number 1 is zoology. Number 2 is Zen. Number 3 is zinc. And number 4 is zenith.
The first 2 are correct, 4 points. The third one is zirconium, and the fourth one is zinfandel. Your toss-up, teams. Name the equatorial islands that belong to the country of Ecuador. Matthew.
Galapagos.
Galapagos is correct, and here is your bonus. 4 points each, 10 points both. Identify the country in which each of the following mountains can be found. 1, the Matterhorn, and 2, Mauna Loa. 4 points each, 10 points for both. Identify the country in which each of the following mountains can be found. 1, the Matterhorn, and 2, Mauna Loa.
Number 1 is Switzerland, and number 2 is the United States.
And that is 10 points. And here's your next toss-up, teams. Of the colors of light, what color is refracted most when passing through a prism? Matthew.
Violet.
That is correct, and here is your bonus. 2 points each, 10 points for all four. Identify the following chemical formula for each of the following compounds. 1, nitrogen dioxide. 2, dinitrogen monoxide. 3, nitrogen nitrogen triiodide. And 4, diphosphorus tetroxide. 2 points each, 10 points for all four. Identify the following chemical formulas for these compounds. 1, nitrogen dioxide. 2, dinitrogen monoxide. 3, nitrogen triiodide. And 4, diphosphorus tetroxide.
1 is NO2, 2 is N2O, 3 is Ni3, and 4 is P2O4.
And that is correct for 10 points. Here's your next toss-up, teams. Get your pencils ready. An angle is 3 times its supplement. Find the measure of the angle. Matthew.
25.
No, that's incorrect. Sandalwood, do you have an answer? Justin.
45.
No, it's 135 degrees. Dogs are canine, cats are feline, and horses are equine. What are bovine? Matthew.
Cows.
Cows are bovine, and here is your bonus. 10 points. The centers of 2 circles whose radii are 7 inches and 2 inches are 15 inches apart. Find the length of their common external tangent. 10 points. The centers of 2 circles whose radii are 7 inches and 2 inches are 15 inches apart. Find the length of their common external tangent. No, it is 10 radical 2. Here's your toss-up, teams. From what collection of tales does Scheherazade get its plot? Matthew.
Arabian Nights.
Can you accept that, Judge? Okay. Here is your bonus. 4 points each, 10 points for both. Identify these 2 obstacles Odysseus and his men encounter on their journey home. 1, the deadly whirlpool, and 2, the 6-headed monster who devours sailors when they sail too close. 4 points each, 10 points for both. Identify these 2 obstacles Odysseus and his men encounter on their journey home. 1, the deadly whirlpool, and 2, the 6-headed monster who devours sailors when they sail too close.
1 is Charybdis, and 2 is Scylla.
Yes, and that is 10 points. Here's your next toss-up, teams. Who was the fanatical abolitionist who led a raid on Harper's map?
Brown.
Yes, and here's your bonus. 4 points each, 10 points for both. Identify the following types of musical compositions. 1, a choreographed play set to orchestral music with no singing or talking parts, but with artistic and flowing dancing. And 2, an elaborate orchestral dramatic composition consisting of several acts with majestic vocal music and high drama. 4 points each, 10 points for both. Identify the following types of musical compositions. 1, a choreographed play set to orchestral music with no singing or talking parts, but with artistic and flowing dancing. And 2, an elaborate orchestral dramatic composition consisting of several acts with majestic vocal music and high drama.
Number 1 is ballet, and number 2 is opera.
And that is 10 points. And here's your next toss-up, teams. What is composed of approximately 1% argon, 21% oxygen? Justin.
Atmosphere.
Yes, that is correct. And here is your bonus. 2 points each, 10 points for all four. Name the 4 territories of the United States acquired complete ownership of as a result of the Spanish-American War. 2 points each, 10 points for all four. Name the 4 territories the United States acquired complete ownership of as a result of the Spanish-American War.
Got California, New Mexico, Nevada, and Texas.
No, Puerto Rico, Guam, the Philippines, and Wake Island. Here is your toss-up. Get your pencils ready, teams. Simplify. 6a cubed times negative 4a to the 5th. Angela.
4a to the 8th.
No, that's incorrect. Justin.
Negative 24a to the 8th.
It is negative 24a to the 8th, and here is your bonus. 2 points each, 10 points for all four. What are the 4 eras of time scale of the Earth's geological history? 2 points each, 10 points for all four. What are the 4 eras of the time scale of the Earth's geological history?
Cenozoic, Mesozoic, Paleozoic, and Archaeozoic.
We'll give you 6 points for the first 3 you gave us. The other one's the Precambrian. And that's the end of the first round. Now let's find out a little bit more about the team from Stanton College Preparatory School. First, we have Heather Harper. Heather is in the 10th grade, and her activities include forensics, Mu Alpha Theta, thespians, and Girl Scouts. She's working on an international baccalaureate. Next, we have Angela Chang. Angela is in the 10th grade at Stanton. She plays the piano, is in Mu Alpha Theta, in peer tutoring, and she also is seeking an international baccalaureate. Next, we have the team captain, Matthew Safer. His activities include, he's a sophomore, his activities include Mu Alpha Theta, peer tutoring, jets, and he too is working on an international baccalaureate. And finally, we have Matthew Gray. His activities include Boy Scouts, piano, science fair. His interests are scuba diving and flying. And that's the team from Stanton College Preparatory School. Now let's take a look at the score after the first round. We see that it is Stanton 96 and Sandalwood 18. Now joining the Stanton team is Greg Wren. Teams in the second round, the rules stay the same. Good luck. And here's your first toss-up. Who painted the night watch? Avon. It is Rembrandt, and here's your bonus. 10 points. Find the measures of the angles of an isosceles triangle if the vertex angle is 36 degrees less than the sum of the base angles. 10 points. Find the measures of the angles of an isosceles triangle if the vertex angle is 36 degrees less than the sum of the base angles.
And 144.
It's 72, 54, and 54 are the angles. Here's toss-up teams. The Vikings discovered the eastern shore of North America around 1000 AD. What name did they give to this new land? Carl.
Newfoundland?
No, that's incorrect, Stanton. Matthew.
Finland?
Yes, that is correct. Here is your bonus. 4 points each, 10 points for both. Name the Shakespearean plays in which the following characters appear. 1, Friar Lawrence and Lady Capulet, and 2, Cicero, Flavius, and Calpurnia. 4 points each, 10 points for both. Name the Shakespearean plays in which the following characters appear. 1, Friar Lawrence and Lady Capulet, and 2, Cicero, Flavius, and Calpurnia.
Number 1 is Romeo and Juliet, and 2 is Julius Caesar.
And that's 10 points. Here's your next toss-up team. What blood type can be safely given to a person with any of the other 3? Angela. O is correct, and here's your bonus. 4 points each, 10 points for both. Name the 2 states that contributed land for the District of Columbia. 4 points each, 10 points for both. Name the 2 states that contributed land for the District of Columbia.
Maryland and Virginia.
And that is correct, and here is your toss-up team. Get your pencils ready. Find the distance between the points 50 and 012. Justin.
-12 fifths.
No, that's incorrect. Stan, do you have an answer? Matthew.
13.
13. That is correct. 2 points each, 10 points for all 4. Answer these questions about the planets in our solar system. Well, this is 1, 2, and 3. Name any 3 of the 4 so-called gas giants in our solar system. And 4, Puck is a natural satellite that was discovered by Voyager. With which of the planets is Puck associated? 2 points each, 10 points for all 4. Answer these questions about the planets in our solar system. 1 to 3, name any 3 of the 4 so-called gas giants in our solar system. And number 4, Puck is a natural satellite that was discovered by Voyager. With which of the planets is Puck associated?
Number 1 is Jupiter, number 2 is Saturn, number 3 is Neptune, number 4 is Uranus.
And that is correct for all 10 points. Here's your toss-up team. What novel by Victor Hugo tells the story of Quasimodo? Avon.
The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
It is the Hunchback of Notre Dame. And here is your bonus, 2 points each, 10 points for all four. Find the geometric mean for each of the following pairs of numbers. 1, 3, and 12. 2, 4, and 16. 3, 4, and 49. And 4, 4 and a half, and 18. 2 points each, 10 points for all four. Find the geometric mean for each of the following pairs of numbers. 1, 3, and 12. 2, 4, and 16. 3, 4, and 49. And 4, 4 and a half, and 18.
Number 1, we have 6. Number 2 is 8. Number 3 is radical 196. Rude.
1 and 2 are correct for 4 points. The third one you need to simplify. The square root of 196 is 14. And number 4 is 9. So you get 4 points for that. Here is your toss-up teams. Meaning, quote, the way of the gods. Shinto is the oldest surviving religion of what modern country? Greg.
Japan.
Yes. And here is your bonus. 4 points each, 10 points for both. Name 1, the author, and 2, the title of the poem which contains these lines. Water, water everywhere, nor any drop to drink. 4 points each, 10 points for both. Name the author, and 2, the title of the poem which contains these lines. Water, water everywhere, nor any drop to drink.
The author is Coleridge, and the poem is The Rime of the Ancient Mariner.
Yes. Here's your toss-up teams. What is the correct term for the warming of eggs by body heat to promote embryonic, Matthew?
Incubation.
Yes. And here's your bonus. 4 points each, 10 points for both. Identify these art terms. 1, the process of incising lines into a surface to create an image. And 2, a technique in which a metal plate is incised by acid through needle-thin scratches in a waxed coating. 4 points each, 10 points for both. Identify these art terms. 1, the process of incising lines into a surface to create an image. And 2, a technique in which a metal plate is incised by acid through needle-thin scratches in a waxed coating.
For number 1, we have lithograph, and for number 2, we have etching.
Number 2 is correct for 4 points. Number 1 is engraving. These toss-up teams, get your pencils ready. The sum of two numbers is 15. If x represents the smaller, state in simplest form the expression for the larger number decreased by 7. Angela.
Y is equal to 8 minus x.
Judge. We'll take that. Here's your bonus. 2 points each, 10 points for all four. Each of the following men was the founder of an American colony named the Colony. 1, Lord Baltimore. 2, John Hooker. 3, James Oglethorpe. 4, Roger Williams. 2 points each, 10 points for all four. Each of the following men was the founder of an American colony named the Colony. 1, Lord Baltimore. 2, Thomas Hooker. 3, James Oglethorpe. And 4, Roger Williams.
One is Maryland, 2 is New Hampshire, 3 is Georgia, and 4 is Rhode Island.
3 right for 6 points. Number 2 is Connecticut. Here's toss-up teams. Who counseled Brutus in the play Julius Caesar with the words, "The fault, dear Brutus, lies not in our stars, but in ourselves"? Avon. Cassius. And here is your bonus. 4 points each, 10 points for both. What are the 2 most abundant elements found in the crust of the earth? 4 points each, 10 points for both. What are the 2 most abundant elements found in the crust of the earth?
Silicon. Oxygen.
That's correct for 10 points. And here's your next toss-up teams. Name the only composer who managed to write fugues for 6 voices. Greg.
Mozart.
No, that's incorrect. Sandalwood, do you have an answer? Avon. No, it's Bach. Who compiled the Babylonian Code of Law? Justin.
Rabbi.
Yes, that is correct. And here is your bonus. 10 points. Solve the following quadratic equation. 4x squared minus 36x plus 32 equals 0. 10 points. Solve the following quadratic equation. 4x squared minus 36x plus 32 equals 0.
Eight and 1.
And that's 10 points. Here's your next toss-up, teams. Ringworm and athlete's foot are caused by what organism? Matthew.
Fungus?
Yes. Here's your bonus. 2 points each, 10 points for all four. Identify the author of each of the following 19th century English poems. 1. The Prisoner of Chillon. 2. On Seeing the Elgin Marbles. 3. Ode to Duty. And 4. Queen Mab. 2 points each, 10 points for all four. Identify the author of each of the following 19th century English poems. 1. The Prisoner of Chillon. 2. On Seeing the Elgin Marbles. 3. Ode to Duty. And 4. Queen Mab.
One is Keats, 2 is Tennyson, 3 is Keats, and 4 is Coleridge.
No points. 1 is Byron, 2 is Keats, 3 is Wordsworth, 4 is Shelley. And that's the end of the second round. Now let's find out a little bit more about the team from Sandalwood. First we have Avon Bungabung. She is a junior, a member of the Spanish Honor Society, and she would like to be a doctor and plans to go to FSU. Next we have Amber Craig. Amber is a sophomore and is active in Kestet, the Junior Academy of Science, and the Joe Bird Society. She hopes to attend Duke University and become a surgeon. The team captain is Justin Ward. He's a sophomore. He participates in Latin Curtamen debate. He is the regional Latin club vice president, and he likes baseball in a recreational way. Finally, we have Tarl Welch. Tarl is a freshman. It's his second year in Scholar Bowl, or well, actually, it's his first year in Junior Varsity Brain Brawl. He likes to play baseball and build models. He plans to attend college and get his degree in engineering, and that's the team from Sandalwood High School. Now let's take a look at the score at the end of the second round. We see that it is Stanton 174 and Sandalwood 58. Now joining the Stanton team for this last part is Robbie Field. Teams, it's time for the Brain Brawl Lightning Round. And in the Lightning Round, you get 4 points for each correct answer, and 4 points is awarded to the opposing team if you miss the question. You have 2 minutes for 25 questions, whichever comes first. Good luck, teams, and here we go. What is the only number which, when divided by itself, does not equal 1? Carl.
0.
Yes. What is the largest class of arthropods? Matthew.
Insects.
Yes. Name the Macedonian ruler who spread the Greek. Avon.
Alexander the Great.
Yes. Name the author who wrote Native Son and the Man Who Was Almost a Man. Angela.
Artie.
No, Richard Wright. How much is 4 cubed? Matthew.
64.
Yes. What are animals who only eat plants called? Matthew.
Herbivores.
Yes. In 1979, Israeli warships sailed through what Middle Eastern waterway for the first time in Avon.
The Suez Canal.
Yes. Who wrote Fahrenheit 451? Avon.
Bradbury.
Yes. What set of numbers is the union of 0 and the natural numbers? Matthew.
Counting numbers.
No, the whole numbers. What process does water diffuse into cells? Matt.
Osmosis.
Yes. What treaty ended the American Revolution? Avon.
Steve Paris.
Yes. Who wrote The Jungle? Angela.
Kipling.
No, Sinclair. What is an algebraic expression of 2 terms called? Tarl.
Binomial.
Yes. What are drugs called that kill bacteria? Amber.
Enzymatic.
Yes. What is the what is the capital of Iceland? Matthew.
Reykjavik.
Yes. The Charge of the Light Brigade was written by which British poet? Robbie.
Edison.
Yes. What name is given to the segment that connects the vertex of a triangle in the midpoint of the opposite side? Matthew.
Altitude.
No, the median. What quantity does a calorie measure? Matt.
Heat.
Yes. What is the And that's the end of the lightning round. Our final score today is Stanton 202 and Sandalwood 102. We'd like to congratulate the team from Stanton as they move on into the championship round against Bishop Kenny. And we'd like to congratulate the team from Sandalwood on a job well done as they retire from competition. Now, this is George Benner reminding you that in Duval County, education is a family affair. Bonus is worth 10 points. Then one, name the 19th century American poet who wrote these lines, and two, identify the, quote, narrow fella. A narrow fella in the grass occasionally rides. You may have met him, did you not? His notice sudden is. 4 points each, 10 points for both. Listen to the following quotation. Then one, name the 19th century American poet who wrote these lines, and two, identify, quote, the narrow fella. A narrow fella in the grass occasionally rides. You may have met him, did you not? His notice sudden is.
Number one is Emily Dickinson, and number two is Bob.
It is Emily Dickinson for 4 points. It's a snake. Here's toss-up teams. Get your pencils ready. If x is equal to -1, and y is equal to -2, and z is equal to -3, what is the value of the expression 2x minus 3y plus 4z? Patrick. I'm
16.
sorry, Patrick. You cannot pause. Angela.
-8.
-8 is the correct answer, and here is your bonus. 10 points. Add the following numbers: the years in the term of office for a U.S. Senator, the number of senators from each state, the minimum number of representatives from each state, and the number of constitutional amendment which guarantees religious freedom. 10 points. Add the following numbers. The years in the term of office, in the years in the term of an office for a U.S. Senator, the number of senators from each state, the minimum number of representatives from each state, and the number of constitutional amendment which guarantees religious freedom.
10.
10 is correct, and here is your next toss-up team. What part of an animal cell is often called the protein factories of the cell? Angela.
Ribosome.
Yes, and here is your bonus. 4 points each, 10 points for both. Answer the following questions about sound. 1, what is the nature of sound? 2, sound can travel through many media, but it cannot travel through what? 4 points each, 10 points for both. Answer the following questions about sound. 1, what is the nature of sound? And 2, sound can travel through many media, but it cannot travel through what?
1 is wave, and 2 is vacuum.
And that's 10 points. Here's your next toss-up teams. The Kontiki was a balsa wood craft which sailed in 1947 from Peru to Polynesia. Who led this expedition? Patrick. Hyderthal is what he's saying. We cannot accept that. Stanton, do you have an answer? It is for Heyerdahl. Here's your toss-up team. Name the author whose memorable characters include Natty Bumppo and Patrick.
Cooper?
Yes.
Fenimore Cooper.
And here is your bonus. 4 points each, 10 points for both. Identify the country in which each of the following mountains is located. 1, Fujiyama, and 2, Mount Kilimanjaro. 4 points each, 10 points for both. Identify the country in which each of the following mountains is located. 1, Mount Fujiyama, and 2, Mount Kilimanjaro.
Number 1, we have Japan. Number 2, we have Zaire.
Number 1 is correct. 4 points. The second one is Tanzania. Here's your toss-up teams. What algebraic property is demonstrated by the following statement? If x and y are real numbers, then x times y is a real number. Patrick.
Closure property.
It is closure. And here is your bonus. 2 points each, 10 points for all four. Identify the American author of the following works. 1, Life on the Mississippi. 2, Billy Budd. 3, The Devil and Tom Walker. And 4, Of Plymouth Plantation. 2 points each, 10 points for all four. Identify the American authors of the following works. 1, Life on the Mississippi. 2, Billy Budd. 3, The Devil and Tom Walker. 4, Of Plymouth Plantation.
1 we have Twain, 2 we have Irving, 3 we have Radford. 2 is Melville.
One and two, right? That's what I have. Because he said 1 was Mark Twain and 2 was Herman Melville. Although he said the first time that Washington Irving was 2. We can only take the first one. It's Mark Twain. 2 is Herman Melville. 3 is Washington Irving. And 4 is Bradford. You had them, the numbers out of order there. So 2 points. What name is given to the fertilizing element of flowering plants consisting of fine, powdery, yellowish grains? Angela. Yes. Here is your bonus. 10 points. What is the sum of the interior angles in a polygon with 24 sides? 10 points. What is the sum of the interior angles in a polygon with 24 sides?
We have 3,960.
And that is 10 points. And here's your next toss-up, teams. In ancient Rome, what name was given to the market and meeting place? Matthew.
The Forum.
The Forum is correct, and here is your bonus. 4 points each, 10 points for both. How many neutrons are there in one item of the following stable isotopes? 1, oxygen 16, and 2, helium 4. 4 points each, 10 points for both. How many neutrons are there in one atom of the following stable isotopes? 1, oxygen 16, and 2, helium 4.
1 is 8, and 2 is 2.
And that's 10 points. Here's your next toss-up, teams. Name the man who painted the famous Last Judgment on the altar wall of the Sistine Chapel in Justin.
Michelangelo.
And that is correct, and here is your bonus. 4 points each, 10 points for both. Identify the 2 presidents who both died on July 4th, 1826, 50th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence, which they both signed. 4 points each, 10 points for both. Identify the 2 presidents who both died on July...
Answer?
Yes.
Thomas Jefferson and John Adams.
Yes, that is correct. 10 points. Here's your next toss-up, teams. What are the next 4 words in this poem by Robert Frost? 2 roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has a map made out of the different. And that is correct, and here's your bonus. 4 points each, 10 points for both. Identify the buildings being described. 1, built by Louis XIV of France. It contains the famous Hall of Mirrors. And 2, this Moorish palace was built in 13th century in Granada, Spain. 4 points each, 10 points for both. Identify the buildings being described. 1, built by Louis XIV of France. It contains the famous...
Do you have an answer?
All right.
Number 1 is Versailles, and number 2 is Alhambra.
Yes, and that is 10 points. Get your pencils ready, teams. If 0.8n over 0.5 is equal to 0.2, what is the value of 4n? The answer is 0.5. Your toss-up, teams. What is the solution called of a weakened viruses that can increase the body's immunity against disease? Matthew.
Antibodies?
No, that's incorrect. Kenny, David. It is a vaccine. And here is your bonus. 4 points each, 10 points for both. Name 1, the American poet, and 2, the poem that ends with these lines. Approach thy grave like one who wraps the drapery of his couch about him and lies down to pleasant dreams. 4 points each, 10 points for both. Name 1, the American poet, and 2, the poet that ends with a poem that ends with these lines. Approach thy grave like one who wraps...
Do you have an answer?
Yes.
The poem is Thanatopsis, and the poet is Bryant.
Yes, that is 10 points. Your toss-up, teams. During the Middle Ages, the Catholic Church prohibited the lending of money for interest. What was this practice? Justin.
Indulgences.
No, and that's a 2-point interrupt, and I'll repeat the question for Stanton. During the Middle Ages, the Catholic Church prohibited the lending of money for interest. What was this practice called? Matthew.
Usury?
Yes, usury. Here is your bonus, 10 points. Find the measure of the larger of 2 complementary angles if one angle is 6 degrees less than 7 times the other. 10 points. Find the larger of 2 complementary angles if one angle is 6 degrees less than 7 times the other.
88.
Yes, that is 10 points, and here's your next one. That's the end of the first round. We see that the score is Stanton 80 and Kenny 56. Now, joining the team from Stanton is Heather Harper. Teams in the second round, the rules remain the same. Good luck, and here's your first toss-up. What novel about the horrors of World War I did Eric Remarque publish in the late 1920s? David.
All Quiet on the Western Front.
All Quiet on the Western Front is correct, and here is your bonus. 4 points each, 10 points for both. Answer the following questions about Saturn. 1, in terms of relative size, what is Saturn's place in the solar system? And 2, name one of the two main components of Saturn's atmosphere. 4 points each, 10 points for both. Answer the following questions about Saturn. 1, in terms of relative size, what is Saturn's place in the solar system? And 2, name one of the two main components of Saturn's atmosphere.
Okay, we have its second, and atmosphere is composed of nitrogen.
I'll give you the first one for 4 points, either hydrogen or helium on the second one. Here's toss-up teams. Get pencils ready. Divide 2p squared plus 5p minus 3 by the quantity p plus 3. The answer is 2p minus 1. Here we go, teams. Name the element that normally has no neutrons. Matthew.
Hydrogen.
Yes, that is correct, and here is your bonus. 4 points each, 10 points for both. Identify the United States president at the time of 1, the War of 1812, and 2, the Spanish-American War. 4 points each, 10 points for both. Identify the United States president at the time of 1, the War of 1812, and 2, the Spanish-American War.
Number 1 is Madison, and number 2 is Teddy Roosevelt.
Number 1 is correct. 4 points. Number 2 is William McKinley. Here's toss-up teams. Who invented a printing press which used movable, Patrick?
Gutenberg.
Gutenberg is correct, and here's your bonus. 2 points each, 10 points for all 4. Listen to the following quotation. Then name 1, the title of the poem. 2, the author of the poem. 3, the literary movement with which the author is associated. And 4, the historical event to which the lines refer. By the rude bridge that arched the flood, their flag to April's breeze unfurled. Here once embattled farmers stood and fired the shot heard round the world. 2 points each, 10 points for all 4. Listen to the following quotation. Then name 1, the title of the poem. 2, the author of the poem. 3, the literary movement with which the author is associated. And 4, the historical event to which the lines refer. By the rude bridge that arched the flood, their flag to April's breeze unfurled. Here once embattled farmers stood and fired the shot heard round the world.
Number 4, we have the Battle of Lexington. Number 3, we have nationalism. Number 1, we have Paul Revere's Ride. Number 2, we have no answer.
How about fourth one is right, isn't it? Fourth one is correct for 2 points. It is the Concord Hymn. It's by Ralph Waldo Emerson, and it's Transcendentalism. Here's toss-up teams. What Austrian composer wrote The Magic Flute? Justin.
Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart.
That is correct, and here is your bonus. 10 points. Solve for all values of x. 3x squared plus 22x equals 45. 10 points. Solve for all values of x. 3x squared plus 22x equals 45.
So 5/3 and -9.
5/3 is correct. The other answer is 2/3. No credit on that one. Here is your toss-up teams. Which of the great Greek heroes of the Trojan War was invulnerable to wounds except Matthew?
Achilles.
Achilles is correct, and here's your bonus. 4 points each, 10 points for both. Name the 2 rocks considered by geologists to be the principal rocks in the Earth's crust. 4 points each, 10 points for both. Name the 2 rocks considered by geologists to be the principal rocks in the Earth's crust.
We have basalt and limestone.
Basalt is correct, and the other is granite. 4 points. Here's toss-up teams. What name refers to the collection of all the y values when referring to a function or relation? Angela.
Range.
Yes, it is the range. Here is your bonus. 2 points each, 10 points for all four. Identify the following associated with the early settlements in America. 1, the first flag to fly over the New World belonged to what country? 2, the Virgin Queen. 3, the man who introduced tobacco to England. And 4, the year Jamestown was founded. 2 points each, 10 points for all four. Identify the following associated with the early settlements in America. 1, the first flag to fly over the New World belonged to what country? 2, the Virgin Queen. 3, the man who introduced tobacco to England. And 4, the year Jamestown was founded.
Number 1 is Spain. Number 2 is Elizabeth I. Number 3 is John Smith. And number 4 is 1608.
That is 2 correct for 4 points. It's Sir Walter Raleigh, and it's 1607. Here's toss-up teams. Polaris is a very bright star that is often used by both navigators and laymen to find. Matt.
North Star?
No, we can't accept that, and it's 2 points interrupt, and I'll repeat the question for Kenny. Polaris is a very bright star that is often used by both navigators and laymen to find the directions at night. In which constellation would you, Patrick?
Ursa Major?
No, it's Ursa Minor. Sorry. Name the German city where World War II war trials were held. Angela.
Nuremberg.
Nuremberg is correct. Here's your bonus. 4 points each, 10 points for both. Identify the following composers. 1, he wrote The Messiah. 2, he wrote The Stars and Stripes Forever. 4 points each, 10 points for both. Identify the following composers. 1, he wrote The Messiah, and 2, he wrote The Stars and Stripes Forever.
Okay. For number 1, we have Handel. Number 2, we have Sousa.
And that's 10 points. Here's your next toss-up teams. What Greek playwright is considered the father of tragic drama? Matthew.
Aeschylus.
Aeschylus is correct, and here is your bonus. 2 points each, 10 points for all four. Identify the author of each of the following poems. 1, Birches. 2, Luke Havergal. 3, Renaissance. And 4, The Negro Speaks of Rivers. 2 points each, 10 points for all four. Identify the author of each of the following poems. 1, Birches. 2, Luke Havergal. 3, Renaissance. And 4, The Negro Speaks of Rivers.
Number 1 is Frost. Number 4 is Hugh. Number 2 is Havergal. Number 3 is Pope.
1 and 4 correct for 4 points. Number 2 is Edward Arlington Robinson, and number 3 is Edna St. Vincent Millay. Your toss-up teams, get your pencils ready. Find the square root of 1764. Heather.
64.
No, that's incorrect. Kenny, do you have an answer? Patrick.
28.
No, it's 42. Is this correct, this next toss-up? Okay. Question. Get your pencils ready. A single mole of gas will have which of the following volumes? Patrick.
22.4.
I need more than 22 points.
22.4 milliliters.
No, and that's a 2-point interrupt, and I'll repeat the question for Stanton. A single mole of gas will have which of the following volumes at STP? A, 22.4 centiliters. B, 22.4 liters. C, 22.4, Angela.
22.4 liters.
No, it is 22.4 centiliters. Here's toss-up teams. In September of 1939, Poland was invaded from the west. Name the country that invaded. Angela.
Germany.
Yes, and here is your bonus. 10 points. Find the point of intersection for the two lines, 2x plus 3y equals 21, and y equals 2x minus 1. 10 points. Find the point of intersection of the two lines, 2x plus 3y equals 21, and y equals 2x minus 1.
$3.5.
Yes, that is correct for 10 points. And that's the end of the second round. We see that the score is Stanton 114 and Bishop Kenny 104. The score has really tightened up, so this next part of the game becomes all the more important. It's time for the lightning round. And in the lightning round, you get 4 points for each correct answer, and each answer you miss gives 4 points to the opposing team. You have 2 minutes for 25 questions, whichever comes first. Are we ready, teams? Good luck, and here we go. Name the ruler of the Chaldeans who built the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. Justin.
Nebuchadnezzar.
Yes. Who wrote Breakfast of Champions and Cat's Cradle? Heather.
Vonnegut.
Two equations that have the same solution are said to be what? Equivalent. To what biological class do the tortoises belong? Matthew.
Reptiles.
Yes. What city-state did Athens oppose in the Peloponnesian, Patrick?
Sparta.
Yes. What poet created Tilbury Town? E.A. Robinson. What set of numbers includes all the real and all of the imaginary numbers? Patrick.
Complex numbers.
Yes. What is the name given to the species of man by anthropologists? Matthew.
Homo sapiens.
Yes. Which pope proclaimed the First Crusade in 1095? Patrick.
Urban the Fifth.
No, Urban II. Who created the character Bilbo Baggins? Matt.
J.R. Tolkien.
Yes. The bases of a trapezoid have lengths 10 and 30. What's the length of the median? Matthew.
20.
Yes. What are poisons produced by bacteria called? Angela.
Oxen.
Yes. Name the only 20th century president of the United States who did not attend college. Patrick.
Taft.
No, Harry Truman. Name the sorcerer who arranges for young Arthur's upbringing. David.
Merlin.
Yes. What do we call a ray that divides an angle into two congruent angles? Angela.
Dissector.
Yes. What shape does a DNA molecule have? Matt.
Double helix.
Yes. Who was appointed the first Postmaster General of the United States? Justin.
Franklin.
Yes. Who wrote the poem The Unknown Citizen? W.H. Auden. What term describes three or more lines that intersect at the same point? Concurrent. What is the SI unit of time? Angela.
Second.
Yes. Who was the first Chief Justice of the Supreme Court? David.
Sanjay.
Yes. Which got... That's the end of the lightning round. Our final score today is Stanton 158 and Bishop Kenny 128. Congratulations to both of these teams on a game well played. And now, here is the General Director of Special Programs for Duval County, Mr. Maurice P. Schumann.
George, on behalf of the Duval County School Board and Dr. Larry Zinke, the Superintendent of Schools, I'd like to take this opportunity to award these fine trophies to Bishop Kenny for their terrific attempt in winning this contest, and to our winners, Stanton College Preparatory School. But George, before I do, I just want to take this opportunity to thank you for your hard work here in keeping this contest going. To Miss Allie Browning, who has been very supportive of the program and running the judging over there from Raines High School, and to Sherry Howard and Jimmy Cleese, who have kept the contest going. George, I'd like to give the first trophy to our runner-ups from Bishop Kenny.
And now Mr. Schumann is going to present the trophy to the team from Bishop Kenny. And the team from Bishop Kenny consists of Angela Brattel, David Martin, Patrick O'Connor, the team captain, Justin Patterson, Michael Delegati, Katie Devaney, Ashley O'Brien, Erica Jones. The assistant principal at Bishop Kenny is Karen Cruz, and the coaches of the team, Bob Glick and John Lucy. The team from Bishop Kenny, the runners-up in this year's Junior Varsity Brain Brawl.
And now, George, it gives me a great pleasure to give the trophy to our winning team from Stanton College Preparatory School.
Now Mr. Schumann will present the trophy to the winning team. And the winning team consists of Heather Harper, Angela Chang, Matthew Safer, the team captain, Matt Graham, Robbie Fields, Greg Wren, and Andrew Suslett. And it's coached by Diane Tall, and we're missing Otto Fansteel today. I hope he'll be back with you the next time you come here, and the principal, Dr. Jim Williams. We'd like to congratulate both of these teams once again on a very well-played match and a very exciting finale to the JV Brain Brawl season. Now, this is George Bennett reminding you that in Duval County, education is a family affair.